Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? Okay, quick story. Quick story. Before I get into my topic is give yourself a raise. Okay, here's the story right here. So I'm gonna take it back to 2002, senior high school, 17 years old. I had a part-time job at a grocery store. I'm not gonna mention the location, the name of the store. It was a pretty popular store at the moment, so just use your imagination to put a name to it. Um, so I'm working here. It's probably around 20, 24 hours a week because I wanted this job because of the fact I could buy my own clothes, have my own money in my pocket. And for a teenage guy, the biggest thing is besides having his own clothes is having money and his first car. So that's a big thing. You're a young teenage kid. That car is that thing that you want to have. So I'll get this car. Actually, I went to the dealership with my dad, and it was a 1996 Honda Accord, nice car. It was already 6 years old, but who cares? To a young teenage guy, a first car, it could have been anything, as long as it was his own and he could get around town or wherever he wanted to go. He didn't have to ask his mom to take him anywhere to the mall or anything. He just get up and go. And at that time, I believe with the permit that at the time I think you had to be off the road at 9 o'clock at night, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe at the time that was the situation, unless you was coming from work. So back to the grocery store, and I'm gonna tie all this together. So I'm driving the car. When I first got it, I had to work that day. I drove it to work. So I get to the parking lot, pull up at work, and the manager I had saw me pull up in his car, and he said something that I would never forget in my life. It actually motivated me. I think about it from time to time, but what he told me was when I first walked in the door, he said, "Hey, that's your car?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Somebody is making too much money." I'm like, "What?" A 17-year-old kid is considered making too much money because he was able to get his own car. Mind you, I was not, with the hours I was making, it was not enough to make the full car payment. Then you got to add car insurance on that bad boy. And a first time driver male, car insurance is expensive. You have a teenage son, just beware of that. I think at the time it was $300 a month because I'm a new driver, and it's cheaper if it's a girl that you're versus your son. So $300 a month. Then you got the car payment. Now I get to work. He says I am making too much money. So we paying somebody's making too much money. That's pretty much what he said. Those exact words. Someone's making too much money. So I go from 24 hours a week working. This guy dropped me down to 10 hours a week. After he made that comment, he dropped me down to 10 hours a week. So I'm like, I'm a 17-year-old kid. Why would you, in my mind, I'm like, why would you hate on a young guy try to do something for himself? I'm not doing anything illegal to get this money. You see me coming to work. I work hard. I do everything you ask me to do. You cut my hours because you saw that I got me a car. That taught me a lot in life. And then since then, of course, I had jobs since then, and I noticed certain managers, a lot of managers, especially if you have a job that requires physical labor. This is just my opinion with the physical labor, manual labor jobs. It seemed like the supervisors there And I would never call any of them bosses. I never call them bosses. The supervisors there always had this complex that they own the employee, that they had something they could hold over your head. They had this whole do as I say or I could fire you and possibly ruin your life mentality. So this leads me to this point here. Give yourself a raise. What I mean by that is build your own business, was online, build your own brand, build something that's yours. That's what I mean by giving yourself a raise. Get income coming in for yourself outside of a job. That way you won't have to worry about these situations. Now, when I was a 17-year-old kid, got my hours cut, I still kept my car, but it just made things tighter. So that's that situation where I own. I feel like the supervisor feel like he owned the situation, like he could change the situation, like he wanted that to go away. And I never had a problem with him before. He never had to say like had a problem with me until that. I don't know what triggered him to cut my hours because I got a car. And this is a story I haven't told many people, but I want to put it out here and put it on this channel because this channel involves investing, and it involves making money online, doing for yourself. That's the best way. Give yourself a raise. I had a friend on this current job I am now. He went his own route. He invested in himself, and he's making more in a month than he makes in what 2 3 months. He made that in weeks, in like 3 weeks, all because he invested in himself. That's what I'm doing. I'm investing in myself, and I've surpassed my income on a job. So you get yourself in that position of where if you have a situation like that or any other situation where it feel like your manager think they own you, you can say, hey, no. And then worst case scenario, if you get kicked out the company or left kicked out the job because you don't want to put up with any and everything that they throw at you, you're good. You still have money coming in. That's the whole point. Having your own income, and I mean own income outside of working for somebody else, is power. They can't take that power from you. Get your knowledge, go to school, take your classes, get certifications, build businesses, build your brand, build your own stuff. That is power, people. You need your own power. If not, people will outpace you in life. People will try to run over you. People will try to run over you in the workplace. These supervisors, managers will try to roll over you. You have a situation where you giving your all to a job only to get passed over for someone they want to put in that position anyway. So building your own brand, you have a different outlook on life. You won't feel like you're just tied to any job. And that's a free feeling, is to not be tied to any job. So I'm to the point now, honestly, and they say, oh, don't brag or anything like that. Screw that. Don't be afraid to mention your accomplishments. Don't be that person to where you're scared or you have to feel like you have to dumb it down. No, mention your accomplishments if you want to. Give yourself a pat on the back. So I'm to the point now where I'm at my job now, literally because of the health insurance. That's a great thing. I mean, health insurance is expensive buying it on your own. Then you got to find it on your own and all that. So I have that power, and I'm steady stacking and adding different revenues to that. Not just that one extra revenue stream, but several. They say the average millionaire have 7 streams of income. But that story I told you about, this is pretty much how that ended. I noticed that. My dad noticed that. Of course, my folks, they didn't like it either. So what ended up happening was, you got to watch how you do people, because karma comes around. Things come around. You do something, you reap what you sow. So not too long after that, the store went out of business without really telling the employees. I just coming to work, noticing they're not getting a truck in. They're not restocking the shelves, and the shelves kept getting emptier and emptier. They was not replenishing the shelves. So I'm like, what's going on here? Found out the store was closing. The people that own that store never gave us our last paychecks. And that same manager called a meeting for us to meet at a McDonald's parking lot to figure out how can we get a lawyer to go after them. Now at that point, I'm cut to 10 hours a week, and I had already quit that job before we got called into this meeting about this. So 10 hours, I didn't care. I wasn't pressed about trying to get this paycheck. Um, but it's a simple fact that you gotta watch how you do people. That stuff comes back around full circle. Don't doubt that. Best believe that will happen. Back to my main focus is to create your own income. There are several things. Find a passion of yours. Find something that you're good at. Make it your own. I got friends right now. One, he he's learning how to do things with upgrading homes. He also has a huge background in lawn care. Um, make your own money. So this is another example. He stepped out on faith. Now he's not limited. See, when you have your own way, your own path that you carve, and that's what I believe we're put here for, to create our own paths, not follow somebody on a job. There are a group of people for that. And unfortunately, the people that think like that are the generations before us. They, go to school, get a job, or if you don't go to school, get you a good job. Keep working until you're broke down. Keep working until you retire. You'll be broke down before, by then anyway. Life passed you by. Can you imagine giving somebody all your 8 to 10 hours a day for years? You can't get that back. Money is great, but time is something that you can't get back. Time is more valuable than money, but you can have more time if you create more money for yourself. Create your own money, create your own revenue stream. I see YouTubers, they're big on YouTube, and those people out there trying to shut them down. There are people out there not only just trying to shut them down, they're commenting, you need to go get you a job. It's the mentality. Once you start making your own money, your mentality shifts, it changes. And people listen good. I'm trying to open your minds here. Um, it's a certain peace of mind that you have when you have multiple streams of income coming in. It takes the stress off, especially my situation. I have a job where I get paid every 2 weeks. Had I not had these other streams of income, that'd be stressful. You have to try to pinch off your money. And that's another thing. Go to school, get educated. School's not for everyone, but get educated anyway. If you don't go to the traditional way, learn something new. Constantly learn something new. Always keep learning something new. You can add it to your resume. You can add it to your belt, your repertoire, whatever you call it. That way, you won't have a job to where you're killing yourself to make money only just to barely get you by. That's a sad thing. Get extra income streams coming in. Do what you have to do. Make this work. Give it all that you have. It's a whole life out here. You don't want to spend it one way. Explore. explore different things, explore different options, explore different revenue streams. I tried so many different ways to make money online. I kept trying until I found the ones that actually work, actually that could stick with, and I'm gonna run with those. But while I'm running with these, I'm gonna keep looking for more. And as I learn more, I will share it with you guys. That's a beautiful thing. As I learn it, I share with you. So that's my story. I haven't told that story before, especially online. But yeah, that's a sad situation there. You are triggered by a 17-year-old kid getting their first car, what should be excitement, but you're gonna hate on that? Really? So stuff like that. Nah, that's you know, and I don't even want to know what that manager is up to now, if he's still a manager. But that stuff comes back around. So, moral of the story is create your own stream. The name of the video is Give Yourself a Raise. Give yourself a raise. You give yourself a raise because these supervisors are not trying to. They're not trying to give you any kind of increase. They're trying to up your workload though. They're not trying to increase your money. So give yourself a raise. Keep giving yourself a raise and follow me on this journey because I give myself a nice, pretty nice raise to where it's just a matter of whenever I decide to do it to walk away from my 9 to 5. And that's what I want for you. I want this for everyone. Create your own commerce, create your own income, create your own economy. All right, guys, that's the video. I'll be live again. I'll come back with you with something else and talk to you guys later. The links will be in the description box below to my investment opportunity. I want you to learn all of these. These are really going to help you. So check those out, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right.